Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is set to introduce many different revelations that will lead to saga-wide implications within the Skywalker saga by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that by far one of the fan-favorite characters within the Skywalker saga itself is, of course, no other than Darth Maul, a very mysterious character when it comes to his background and his backstory that is only partially explored in, of course, Star Wars Rebels, The Clone Wars, and how we will be learning more about him in the year 2020, and even partially in The Rise of Skywalker is going to be very exciting for many different Star Wars fans around the world. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intense for Episode 9, involving Darth Maul, Kylo, and the Knights of Ren. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren entering of what's described to be an abandoned Imperial base, where it's said to be a moment based in the second act of the film, where Kylo and his Knights of Ren are in search of secrets that Palpatine kept locked away for decades. Eventually, it's explained that Kylo Ren comes across a large hollow projector, where he begins to play an enlarged hologram of Darth Maul that was said to have been recorded over 60 years ago, some months before the events of the Phantom Menace. It's said that in the sequence, Darth Maul refers to himself as a different identity that was said to be a big secret for many people that he even knew. It's explained that the scene is dubbed as Maul Zitsu Oppress Hologram-Kylo / Knight's Discovery. It said that this was Maul's secret identity that he kept hidden away from many others that he knew and is implied to be his real name, and is a direct callback to his brother Savage Opress from the Clone Wars. It's explained that during this moment, Darth Maul is talking about these secret weapons that he discovered that date back to the Old Republic era, which Disney is bringing back into the current canon material. It's said to be a sequence that Disney uses dialogue to let it be known to fans that the Old Republic is a known timeline in the Star Wars universe to the characters like Kylo and Maul, for example. So let's go over a couple of parts about this, because we do know that this is a very interesting point involving Darth Maul and how his name is actually Maul Zitsu Oppress. Now, obviously, this makes a lot of sense because we do know that his brother is named Savage Opress, as we saw in the Clone Wars. And what I love so much about this is that it's really shedding more light on the character of Maul and using that dialogue in order to let it be known to the fans that the Old Republic is going to be a thing under the Disney Star Wars universe. Now, to me, I think that this is by far the biggest hint of all that the new Star Wars trilogy that will be coming out in just a couple of years from now is going to be based around that timeline, since they are teasing the Old Republic greatly in The Rise of Skywalker, even in the brand new Secrets of the Jedi book that's all through the point of view of Luke Skywalker. There's a segment in there that actually talks about the Old Republic era. It even says it in wording. So with that being said, the fact that they are focusing on all of this within, of course, Palpatine's abandoned Imperial base that actually holds a secret vault of Palpatine that Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren discover, where this hologram of Darth Maul reveals this big secret, is very intriguing. Now, Maul Zitsu Oppress, it's a very interesting name. I actually like it. It really does give us a different perception of the character and how we look at him, just besides him being called Darth Maul. For the longest time, a lot of people have been wondering about his real name and or his secret identity and what he really went by the name of. He even teased this, by the way, in Star Wars Rebels, I believe, when he talked to Ezra Bridger, where he said he had a name once, and he doesn't really remember what his real name was. So the fact that this old hologram that is 60 plus years old, sometime before the events of the Phantom Menace, this thing was recorded, where he's talking about these ancient weapons that date back to the Old Republic era that he discovered. So this movie really is going very deep into the Jedi, Sith, and Force lore, while also using that as a way to give us many different secrets to certain iconic characters within the Skywalker saga that's going to be used as a setup for the year of 2020, which, by the way, is going to be the biggest year for books, novels, comics, video games, you name it, in order to really fill in the gaps and in order to really introduce new types of Star Wars lore that we would have never expected to see on the big screen or in any kind of form of canon material. So with that being said, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm, they are trying their very hardest to make this movie really, geared towards hardcore fans, casuals, and new fans alike at the same exact time, while also creating new mediums of the Star Wars franchise, which I can only imagine how hard it's really going to be in order to really reach out to nearly every single Star Wars fan on every different medium, whether you're into comics, books, novels, TV series, you name it, it's really going to be a big deal. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.